This is the Fitzy and Wippa with Kate Ritchie podcast.
The weekend is on its way. Maybe this weekend is the weekend where you have to meet the parents. Oh. And that's a really big deal and you're feeling a bit nervous. Maybe dinner is on tonight.
Do you know it can also be a very early make it or break it?
Absolutely.
But even the invitation is the make it or break it point, where it might be an early stage of a relationship and they say, oh, why don't you come and meet mum and dad at a barbecue on Sunday?
Yeah. It
Even
does make
that,
things very official, doesn't it?
It does. And you go, oh, you know what? I don't think we're there.
Do you know, like I was always very confident back in the day.
Meeting the parents.
Yeah, because
Legend.
Just cracking a joke or a little bit of humour. The other one for me was always if you could find out if the father was into a football team, mate,
and then you can bond.
You've got 'em.
13, 24, 10 if you've had an awful experience when you've met the family.
Yeah.
But you're right, the invitation itself kind of represents something and then you hope that it's going to go okay. That's what this story's about, because this man has come up against it online because he has posted about the fact that the girlfriend is going to meet the family, and ahead of meeting the family, he has decided to enroll her in an online etiquette course. So in some ways, he's done the inviting, so you'd think, oh, this is good. This is like a step in the right direction. But the clanger is before you meet the family, you actually have to do the etiquette course, and it's awful. He's been absolutely blasted. He bought his girlfriend. No, but what he's saying is that it's a big deal. He likes her, but he needs her to make a good impression because he wants her to hang around. So in his eyes, he thinks it's a compliment. Otherwise, he'd just feed her to the lions. And
so he's protecting her from his family.
Well, that's his excuse. This is what he's saying. I'm blessed and I had a fortunate upbringing. My girlfriend, on the other hand, faced some challenges in her life from a young age, particularly financial challenges. She's a beautiful, interesting person despite all the hardships she faced. The only problem is, and here we go, is that she lacks the manners that my family typically expects from someone I'm in a relationship with.
Run.
My girlfriend is the first, this is in brackets, my girlfriend is the first less fortunate woman that I've dated, and for that reason I made the effort to prepare her for her first dinner with my family.
Do you know what? I mean, the family obviously has a lot of power over him.
And it's a big deal for him.
So she's going out with a peasant, is he?
Hang on a minute.
I know it sounds a bit like that, doesn't it? It's not a compliment.
We spoke about this the other day, Kate Ritchie.
Did we?
That if you were to, when you see somebody in a restaurant and the way they're holding their cutlery and you go, oh my God.
It doesn't make them a bad person.
It's not a stick just to stab a steak with.
Oh,
That's not how you hold a fork.
Or when people hold it like a pencil.
You don't do that.
Yeah, but you don't judge a person by that, mate.
Yeah,
you do. You do.
I think a lot of people do. And I do think that if you're introducing your partner to your family and you know that, say, mum is going to go, oh my God, they can't even hold their cutlery. And if your mum has great influence on your life, you might just say, hey, at the end of the meal, can you put your cutlery back together? Because it's going to be a big deal in our family.
Yeah.
Oh, give me a break.
Could you imagine?
Me a break. You're not falling in love with that person because you're falling in love with other ways. Like, that's a level of elitism that gets me so angry. It is. No, it's not.
But I know what you're saying, Fitz, and it shouldn't be like that. But it is.
Do you know, my sister brought home a guy one time. He came for dinner on a Sunday night to the family table, and I'm sharing too much here, Tom, and I'm going to be shot down by you and my family. But I'm going to go.
What course were you up to?
But he came out and told us about how he was circumcised as a child, and they buried it in the backyard.
What?
Well, see, that's got nothing to do with etiquette and manners at all. It has to do with manners,
because that is an inappropriate topic for the table, and that was the end of the relationship.
Was it?
By judgment, death by judgment of family.
Oh, my God.
I agree. Because it does matter. Because I think if your family has a lot of influence over you, and I'm not saying that's like a great thing, but it does. It's going to make your life a hell of a lot easier if you choose a partner that they approve.
Yeah, but see, you know what? He's on a very fine edge here of losing his relationship with her.
Yeah,
because he's basically saying this is what you have to deal with if you want to be with me.
Absolutely, and what she's feeling is she has said you're embarrassed of me.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's not a good way to start.
If I came round to your place, right,
No,
as the new partner, and I go around for dinner with Heather.
Do I have to imagine you being my boyfriend? Oh.
And then I turn up for dinner to meet Heather for the first time, and I'm wearing moccasins.
That's fine.
No, it's not. Heather would no be happy with me. Relationship over.
I do think she would notice your table manners, though.
Would she?
Yeah.
See what I mean?
As do I, because I am my mother's daughter.
Every child is taught differently how to use a knife and fork.
And some aren't taught. I met someone a very long time ago, and you kind of can't blame people for not being taught.
Of course.
It's not
Do you
their
know
fault.
what?
It's not their fault.
But look around.
That knife and fork has one function in life, and that is to cut the steak that's in front of it, right? People do it differently. You've got to get out of your head, Mr. Whipley, that if someone does it differently, that it's still okay. It's still, the function is to cut that piece of steak.
No matter how you cut it, is that what you're saying? There is a level of social etiquette.
There is. Social etiquette exists for a reason, so that everybody can get on well in a community.
Fits in Wippa with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.